All right, guys, I did it. I went around the bosses here at Chat Sports and I launched a brand new Chiefs YouTube channel. They're not too happy about it, but if we get to 100 subscribers by Halloween, they're willing to let it pass. They don't think Chiefs Kingdom can bring it. They're not convinced. I am. The last video popped off. I trust you guys. You got to subscribe. Chatsports.com/Chiefs. That's going to redirect you to our brand new Chiefs YouTube channel. And then once you've done so, type S once you've subscribed to the brand new Chiefs channel on YouTube. And right now, let's get to those Chiefs trade rumors. Okay, guys, I've got 5 players the Chiefs should target before the NFL trade deadline tomorrow, starting with Janoris Jenkins, the Jackrabbit, the Giants cornerback. Look, he's been linked to several trade rumors over the past week or so. We know the Giants aren't winning this year. For some reason, they just traded for Leonard Williams, gave up a 3rd and a 5th round pick. Maybe they're looking to get draft capital back. And the Chiefs are still in need of some cornerback help. I've been very consistent about that. Kendall Fuller's banged up. Morris Claiborne clearly isn't the answer for the Chiefs, so they need some cornerback help. Here was a quote from Janoris Jenkins in the last couple of days or so about the trade rumor, saying, quote, "If you're going to let me go, let me go. Don't beat around the bush. It don't matter where I want to be. Business is business. I just want to play football. It don't even matter. I can't control business decisions. My whole thing is to play football." He's tired of the distractions. He's tired of the trade rumors, being asked about it. He would clearly like a fresh start, in my opinion. He just wants to play. I think he would plug in nicely on this Chiefs defense. So Janoris Jenkins from the Giants, it's what he's done this year. He's got 4 picks. His PFF grade isn't great, but he's finding the football. He's forcing turnovers, which is something the Chiefs need to do a whole lot more often. I think Janoris Jenkins would be a great fit. Jalen Ramsey obviously didn't happen, but Jenkins would be a nice secondary action. You look at this cornerback depth chart. Bashaud Breeland got banged up last night with the shoulder, came back in, but we'll see how serious that ends up being. Charvarius Ward has been playing a little bit better. Fuller's out with an injury. Rashad Fenton, the rookie, has played some at nickel. Mo Claiborne, like I said, he's clearly not the answer. He's not what he once was. He's a rotation guy at best at this point in his career. So Janoris Jenkins, the Giants cornerback, he is a guy I would like to target for the Kansas City Chiefs. This is the trade package I put together. Very simple, 4th round pick for Janoris Jenkins. He's set to make, I think, $12 or $13 million next year. Low dead cap hit, too, so keep that in mind. If the Chiefs bring him on and it doesn't work out, you can cut him for a very little cost for 2020. He's signed through 2020, so you'd have him for a year and a half, but if you want to cut him after this year, you can do that as well. I want to ask you guys this question. What's the Chiefs' biggest need on defense? Because I think a month ago, 6 weeks ago, it was clearly cornerback, and I still think that is a huge need, probably my #1 biggest need, but defensive line is banged up all of a sudden. Linebacker play has not been very good. Hint, hint, we're going to get to some guys at those positions coming up soon here as well. But let me know what you guys think. What is the Chiefs' biggest need on defense? Let me know in the comment section. Okay, guys, I was watching Sunday Night Football last night. Kudos, Matt Moore played an excellent game. If LaShawn McCoy doesn't fumble, they might win that game. But even better than the game itself, when the game goes to commercials, I didn't even want to get up to go get another beverage. I watched content from here on Chat Sports, and that's with the MyTV Choice app. So here's what you do. You download it at chatsports.com/mytv. It's a free download. You sync it up to your Wi-Fi. It's going to connect to your smart TV. And when the game goes to commercial, the app kicks in, and you're going to get sports content from us at Chat Sports and other outlets. You don't want to watch those stupid Geico and State Farm commercials. I'll say this. I love the Patrick Mahomes State Farm commercials, but I've seen it enough. I'd rather see sports content. You can do it with the MyTV Choice app, and don't worry, when the game comes back on, it knows it'll get you back to the game before a play happens. Chatsports.com/mytv. The MyTV Choice app replaces commercials for all major sporting events. Download it today. Another cornerback here, I got Darius Slay out of Detroit. Now, these have slowed down a little bit, especially these rumors, I should say, especially after Detroit won this past week. They're kind of still in the hunt at 3-3-1, but Adam Schefter says they're receiving calls from Slay from multiple teams. I assume one of those is Kansas City. They were very active on trying to get Jalen Ramsey. Jacksonville did not want to trade him to Kansas City. Look, this is one of the better corners in the NFL, first-team All-Pro in 2017. Has only played in 5 games this year for Detroit. just the one interception. So you look at the raw numbers compared to Janoris Jenkins. Jenkins has actually been more productive, but I think Slay is the better player. He's 2 years younger, doesn't cost that much more. I think he's $1 million or $2 million more for 2020 than he's a free agent as well. So both Jenkins and Slay set to hit free agency after next season. So I think he would certainly be a great addition to this defense. You look at the secondary as a whole. We already talked about the cornerbacks, but you add Slay to that defensive backfield. Tyrann Mathieu having a nice season. Juan Thornhill continues to improve. I think that would be a very good addition. Here's the catch, though. Darius Slay is going to cost more than Janoris Jenkins. The Lions do not want to give him up. They're listening. They're taking calls, but you're probably going to have to give him a first-round pick, especially in the Chiefs' case, because we know what it's all about. It's going to be a low-round pick. I know the Chiefs were 5-3 right now, but it's still going to be late end of the first round, so you're probably going to have to give up your 2020 first-round pick to get Slay, but I think it would be worth it if he can help you make a playoff push and possibly a Super Bowl run later this season. So I'll ask you guys this. With all that in mind, trade packages and everything, which cornerback would you rather have? Rather have Jenkins or Slay? Type J for Jenkins, type S for Slay. Slay is clearly the better player, in my opinion. He's younger. I think he can plug into this scheme and play very, very well. Jenkins is going to cost less, though, so I could see it both ways. I would type my J for Jenkins if I could get him for a fourth, because that's a big difference than giving up a first. But if it's a third or better, I'd probably rather just pay a little more and get Darius Slay. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Okay, let's go to that linebacker position now. How about Lavonte David? Buccaneers 2-5. They should be sellers at this point. They started off 2-2. They've lost 3 games in a row. Look, let's just call it what it is. This Chiefs linebacker play has been below average. Lavonte David, we know about his production. We know about his leadership. He would come in and set an attitude to that position for the Kansas City Chiefs. Anthony Hitchens, nice player. He's not a number 1 linebacker on a good defense, though. Lavonte David could come in and be that guy. You see what he's done over the past several years. This year already up to 53 tackles in 7 games, well on pace to have another 100-plus tackle season. 120 last year, 101 the year before. Not much of a sack guy, but he's pretty good in coverage, and he stops the run extremely well, which is an area the Chiefs has really, really struggled in. They have not stopped the run at all this year. Lavonte David would help mightily in that area. You look at the depth chart of the Chiefs. Ben Neiman's your Sam at this point. I mean, really, they play 4-2-5 90% of the time. They're playing nickel almost every single play. Anthony Hitchens, Damian Wilson, the main 2 linebackers there. They're nice players, but Lavonte David would be this team's best linebacker. Reggie Ragland's played some and played a little better as of late, increasing his trade value, which, hint, hint, I think he would have to throw a linebacker back to the Bucs in this trade. David would come to Kansas City. Bucs would get a 2nd-round pick and Reggie Ragland to help replace Lavonte David. I think that's kind of the area you're looking at here. Maybe it would just cost you a second, but I think Tampa Bay is going to want a young player in return. Reggie Ragland still is a guy with some potential. I think maybe that could get it done for Kansas City. So a trade of that ballpark is what you're looking at there for Lavonte David. Should the Chiefs trade for a linebacker? Type Y for yes, type in for no. Obviously, I'd like to see it. I mean, I would still have cornerback as a higher need, but if you get Jenkins for a fourth, you still have draft capital. You can go get a guy like Lavonte David. You can make a couple of trades happen before the trade deadline on Tuesday. I'm typing my Y for yes. They got to get better against the run. The pass defense actually hasn't been horrible the past few weeks, but the run continues to get gashed. I'm typing my Y for yes, but let me know in the comments section. Okay, guys, if you want to bet on the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl, probably pretty decent odds right now. I got to go do it at BetDSI. Chatsports.com/bet. Use our promo code NFL120. Get that 120% deposit bonus. It's simple, guys. Put down $100. They're going to give you 120 for free, equaling 220. I hit a 5-team parlay yesterday, moneyline parlay. I'm not bragging or anything, but BetDSI is the place to go. I put down $2 and I made like $15. Get that 120% deposit bonus. You won't find a better deal anywhere else. Use that promo code NFL120. BetDSI, the internet's #1 sportsbook. Okay, let's go to the defensive line here. I'm iffy on this one, but I threw him in there. And Ndamukong Suh, look, he has not been productive for the Bucs, but I kind of look at Suh as a guy as, if he's not on a good team, is he really that locked in? I wonder if that's the case here, because we saw last year with the Rams, he was kind of so-so through the regular season, and then he was great in the playoffs. Look, his best days are clearly behind him. I'm not saying you're getting Pro Bowl, All-Pro type of Ndamukong Suh. You see the decline there. Last year, though, still had a decent year, 59 tackles, 4.5 sacks. Only has the half a sack this year. Does have a touchdown on a fumble recovery earlier this season for the Bucs, but we've seen his best days. Is his tank empty? That's why I've got that question there at the bottom. Let me know what you guys think. I think he's got a little something left, but if you're expecting him to come in and be a 50, 60 snap a game guy, I don't think you're looking for that. 30, 35 snaps, help shore up the middle, help that run defense out, especially when you consider the injuries the Chiefs have right now. Frank Clark's week to week coming off the edge. Chris Jones still hasn't returned from his injury. Derek Nadi, Okafor, they've had nice seasons, but they need help on that defensive line. Their top two guys are hurt right now. They're going to come back soon, Clark and Jones. I don't know how soon, though. Clark is considered week to week, which means they don't really know when he's coming back. So hopefully he'll come back soon. But Ndamukong Suh, I think a bargain type of trade makes some sense for Suh. And fifth-round pick? I'd give up a fifth-round pick for Ndamukong Suh. He's not going to cost you what he would have 3 or 4 years ago. I would consider this. You don't have a 6th or 7th this year, so if you did this, you wouldn't have a 5th, 6th, or 7th. But I think for a guy like Suh, he's played in a lot of big games. I think it would be worth it. Like this video if you think the Chiefs should make a trade. Obviously, they got to make a move somewhere on that defense. I think they should make multiple trades if they could make it happen. But if you think they should make a trade, be sure to like this video. Let's get this video to 300 likes. I know well more than 300 of you watch this, and you all think they should make a trade. So like the video if you think the Chiefs should make a trade so we can try and make that Super Bowl run in Kansas City. Last guy here, I got Ryan Kerrigan. Some rumors have been flying around for this guy. Now, plays outside the linebacker for the Redskins, but in Spagnuolo's scheme, he would be coming off the edge as a 4-3 defensive end. The report, though, is that the Redskins, despite being 1-7, 1-6, whatever they are, they're being very stubborn for trades right now. Them and the Bengals of all teams, like, why? You should try and get assets. If I'm the Redskins, trade any veteran with value and get draft picks back. Now, look, Kerrigan's got a couple of sacks this year. He's been a productive player for a long time, but he's 31 years old. What are you doing if you're Washington right now? I'd be moving him in a heartbeat if I can get a day 1 or day 2 pick. Ryan Kerrigan is a guy, I think you could bring him in here and he would plug in nicely. Again, Frank Clark is week to week right now. I'm not sure when he's coming back. I think he'll be back at some point in the next few weeks, but how healthy is he going to be? And by the way, Clark's been good. He has not been great. He has not been the player they traded for coming out of Seattle as a Pro Bowl type of player last year. So Ryan Kerrigan, you bring him in here. He starts until Clark comes back, and then you have a nice rotation between those two guys, Emmanuel Ogbah, Tenno, Passanio's had a nice season. This would be a nice defensive line if you brought in Ryan Kerrigan. So I think this is a move that I would certainly consider making if I was running the Chiefs, if I'm Brett Veach. This is what it will cost. I think you're looking at a second-round pick here, your late second-round pick in the upcoming draft. I know he's 31. I know he's older, but his contract's not too bad. And he's still a very, very productive player. And let's be honest, you don't have a lot of leverage since you're banged up on that defensive line. So you're probably going to give up a second-round pick if you want to bring in Ryan Kerrigan. So those are the 5 guys I'm keeping an eye on before the NFL trade deadline for the Kansas City Chiefs. But let me know what you guys think. Who should the Chiefs trade for? Send me your trade ideas. We're going to be tracking this for the next 24, 25 hours until that deadline passes. I'll be commenting with you guys in the comments section. And remember, subscribe to our brand new Chiefs channel, chatsports.com/Chiefs, and I'll see you next time.